Welcome back to the Tool Crib. Today we're going to be looking at an incredibly handy tool from Ridgid. This is the 223S inner and outer reamer. Now what this is designed for is for reaming the inside and outside of conduit and tubing. So this is especially useful for electricians and plumbers alike. Now you can use this on copper, on stainless steel, or what I use it for is for EMT. Now the range or size that this will work on is from 1/4 to 1.25 or 6 millimeter to 36 millimeter. This is especially useful for me because usually as a millwright I set a lot of equipment, and a lot of the motors for that equipment are set underground, and so after we set the equipment, the electricians don't have access to run the conduit runs underneath the equipment. So we will pre-run all of that stuff for them. That way all they have to do is go into a single connection point for the conduit and be able to run electrical wiring down to the subterranean motors, which is why this is a very valuable tool for me. Now, this allows you to very quickly ream, to deburr conduit or tubing, so that you don't have to fiddle around with it. It is a very, very quick process. This tool makes it exceptionally easy to do. So we're going to do a couple of test runs on this. I'm going to show you how this works. Now I've had one of these for about 10 years now, and unfortunately when I went to go look for mine, which I have a particular storage spot for it where I keep a lot of my EMT supplies, and this is supposed to be in there. When I went to look for it, it was no longer there, and so I purchased a new one because they are that valuable to me. So let's take a look at how it works and how useful it can be for both electricians and plumbers alike. Now before I take this out to show you running on a couple test runs for conduit, I want to show you how it's designed. So first of all, it has an inner and outer cone that have sharpened edges on it, and that's for reaming both the exterior and the interior of those pipes. It also includes a fair bit of knurling on the outside, which allow you to grip this incredibly easily. Comes with a small ruler on either side. Now I've never really used that ruler. It's a little over 2 inches or about 6 centimeters on the other side. So let's go do it on some freshly cut conduit, and I'll show you how effective this little tool actually is. So what I have to work with here are a couple of 1/2-inch conduits that they're drop pieces from where I was running some of the electrical in my shop. And you can see that there's a little bit of a nasty burr on this. So I cut these with just a regular chop saw, which is one of the least effective ways for cutting conduit because it in fact leaves a pretty sharp burr on there. But with this device, you can very easily clean it up. So first of all, we're going to set it on there and do the interior first. And all we got to do is just give it a couple wraps around. And you can see that working around there, it has filed off that burr incredibly easily. And then if we switch it around and run it on the outside, just a couple of twists, and the outside is now completely deburred. So this is a very, very effective method. It gets rid of all those sharp edges, especially useful in with electrical, because of the fact that if you have those burrs in there and you're pulling wire through there, you can scar the wire and cut into the insulation. So it's very effective for that. I got one more here. This one's a little bit worse. You can kind of see the interior burr on there. It's pretty bad on this one. Again, from cutting this with a chop saw as opposed to something like a bandsaw. But this tool will very easily clean that burr out. So just a couple of quick twists and we will work around there, and now we can see that burr is completely gone. Same thing with the outside. Incredibly quick and easy to use, makes this tool incredibly valuable. So this is the Ridgid 223S. It is one of the best reaming devices that I've ever come across, and why I decided to get an additional one. I'll have links down below for those that are interested in this tool. I encourage you to pick one up if you are in the trades, and especially for electricians and plumbers, incredibly valuable tool.